Some people, unfortunately, have to deal with strong negative emotions, and that's what we're looking at now. And depression is associated with difficulties with the regulation of our positive emotions. So if we can look at positive emotions first, according to Van der Feind and Migram et al., then we can help ourselves in other ways with our negative emotions too. By recognizing, accepting your emotions, you're acknowledging that your emotions exist, but you're also doing so in a way without any judgment. And if you can accept that we are wired as emotional beings, think of the moment of conception, there's emotion there. Think of the moment of birth. What happens? A baby cries, an expression of emotion. So accept that emotional within you is going to happen. Even if you're Cool Hand Luke, you're the coolest character around, it's normal to feel something. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling most of the time. There will be times, of course, in life where there'll be ups and downs and peaks and troughs, but times of pressure, maybe in an occupational position, where you cannot show the emotion or you cannot actually deal with it right then because you have other more pressing matters to do. And that's really important too. Because then, otherwise, you might not have a job. You might have more emotions or more anger or more fear or more excitement, who knows, to deal with. So being able to surpass or ignore your emotion or suppress it more so is good in a temporary sense, but it's not going to help you in the long term because we as human beings feel emotions. It's there. Our bodies are fantastic. They can hold like a physical sensation of emotion in for a certain degree of time, but it will manifest. So we have to deal with stuff as they come along. That's not all though, because if you can practice mindfulness, you're engaging in a time for you and for what you're being mindful of only. So there's one thing only that's happening. And this is keeping you away, staying away from those negative emotions and towards more positive ones. By only breathing, focusing on the breath. It's the simplest and yet the most basic principle. Yet it's the most difficult thing for many people to do. Such is the propensity and their experiences in life thus far to be so into being busy. Doing this, doing that, doing all the different things together, going here, going there, planning, executing. And that's the way the brain loves to work, don't get me wrong. But there has to be an alignment also with peace and just practicing the mindfulness so that you can observe your emotions without being overwhelmed. Because as I said, things get stored in the body. We need to push them out, but we also need to be present and give ourselves that mindfulness time so that we can regulate ourselves. By labeling your emotions, you're getting very clever with your emotions. The intelligence is working now. This can help you to understand and manage them. Even if you want to put a personal nickname. Oh, I'm getting a little bit fidgety right now, or oh, I'm getting, like children sometimes said to me, I'm getting Angie, like not angry. Sometimes they find it difficult to say those words. And so if you have those little nicknames or words or whatever else that you can see the emotions coming on or you're boiling, you're beginning to allow yourself to take a moment to just identify what's going on. And what happens if we can identify anything, like a person coming in front of us, if we can identify them, we'll begin to go, fine, no problem. I can deal with this person. I know exactly what type of person they are and specific personality. Same way with emotions. If you can label them, you can begin to see a regularity and a pattern there so that you can become ahead of them and become wiser from your experiences of having them in the past. Next one is practice self-compassion. We live in a world where people are trying to climb on other people. It's human nature to want to experience, express, and a desire to compete and win. And that's okay. But if you're being downtrodden on, if you're being pushed aside by others, you must especially have to give a huge filling of your own glass as well by having self-compassion, by treating yourself with kindness and huge compassion, especially when you're struggling. That's very important. If you know you have a pressurable deadline coming up, say, or a time where you just know it's going to hit your buttons, it's going to trigger you, you're on guard, it's something you're kind of uncomfortable with for whatever reason, and you don't even have to tell others, then try to balance that off with self-compassion, a time where you can treat yourself, give yourself extra time, give yourself a little bit of a gap in the day where there's too much on your plate already. Also, and similarly, express your emotions. Whatever is in the physical body will come out. So why not express it in a very healthy way? Find healthy ways such as hobbies, such as talking, such as listening, such as playing sport, such as dancing, such as music. Hobbies are great things where you can just get all your frustrations out rather than pouring on more negativity onto those already downtrodden emotions. If people are already bullying you or already pushing you down and you start taking too much alcohol or too much drugs or things like that, that's just going to suppress the emotions more. It's not going to deal. And that physical body hurt of emotion is not being expressed. So you need to get them out. It's very important. Art, music, there's so many different things that you can do. I touched on slightly there, the importance of physical exercise. It's free. We have 2 legs, most of us, and 2 arms, thankfully. So if we can use them, and there's so many different sports. Just for a moment, think of all the different sports in the Olympics. Think of all the ones that couldn't even get into the Olympics and want to get into the Olympics. All of these things are there to help us as human beings to be able to go faster. For me, go longer in my running or my cycling or my swimming. For me, to be able to get my personal best. A friend of mine recently won an athletics competition, was delighted, got a gold medal, fantastic. And then said, the cream on the cherry on top of the cake more so, was that I got my personal best. That to me was huge. That is better than a gold medal. Use relaxation techniques, because relaxation techniques will help you. They will help you to understand what's going on as that emotion is flowing through you, as the negativity is there, and you can begin to identify things. If you practice things such as yoga, I mentioned deep breathing, even muscle relaxation, even going to somebody, a professional masseuse, or somebody that can physically work with your body and your mind flows with it. We give ourselves that time to reduce all of the stress that's bundled up, that has come upon us. And what I said before with regard to getting the balance right, this is a way also, by using relaxation techniques, of getting it physically out of your body, but also allowing yourself to have that bonus time, that, spoiling yourself, loving yourself, giving yourself compassion. Focusing on the present, especially when there's pressures on you, especially when you know this is going to be a tough time. I need to focus. I need to eradicate all the negativities there. You might not be able to do that because there's so many negative people around you, or the situation, the memory is too strong for some reason. But if you can focus on that present moment, you will master not only what you're doing, but in the future, when that occasion or something negative comes along, or you're around those people, you can be ahead of that curve. So redirect your attention to the present, like the breathing. It's very simple in many ways, but you need to do it and push yourself to that momentary focus. Seeking support. If you have negative people, get more positive people there. Balance is the key. So if you can get more positive people than negative, then you're on the up, no matter what the occasion, the pressure or stress is as well. They are your emotions. They are negative if you allow them to be. If you choose the correct thought to guide you through the present moment, you will be fine. And with that present moment and the guiding thought towards subscription, there's a button there and you can press it or not. Up to you. But either way, please do. Have a wonderful day.